Boro fans, hello, Jimmy Lees here, Boro Fan TV. Welcome to our latest episode of the third half, episode 13, unlucky for some. I think it might be for my guest this evening. So it's our show, we talk about anything Boro, views, opinions, matches, anything like that. And we've just come off the back of a 2-1 defeat to one of our rivals, Leeds United. But on the back of that, I think it's time for us to give, before we introduce anyone else, we'll give Leeds United a round of applause, because Leeds United won the league yesterday, everyone. So a round of applause to Leeds United. Well done, Leeds. Been an absolute blinder. First win in God knows how many games, but you won yesterday and won the league by all accounts. So put that on top of your attendances that you've won already with and everything else like that. Obviously, I think you won the league by September, did the AJT? Yeah. Going well for you. So Premier League football again next season for Leeds United. So well done. You've already guaranteed it early doors. I mean, is there any point us continuing, AJ, with this season?
No, man, that's it now. It's finished, isn't it?
Yeah, all done. Right, anyway. So, disappointing 2-1 defeat to Leeds yesterday. Following on from that, we've got this week's guest on the third half. And it's this man, AJT. He generally doesn't need much of an introduction. And you'll see the latest AJT pictures. I am a tank. You weren't a happy bunny yesterday, were you, mate?
No, mate. No.
So, yesterday's match, mate. Give us your brief one.
I mean, we're just talking match now. I think, I got everything else out that I wanted to say, you know what I mean? It was one of them, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? I didn't understand sort of the tactics and whatnot going into it, and it kind of reminded me of Nottingham Forest, where we don't really turn up when a player's got to go back or a manager's got to go back to that club. We didn't look the same team that I'd seen against Hull, against Reading, against Sunderland, the 3 wins in a row. Yeah. We kind of looked like we'd been on a bad form ourselves, and we went into that game like completely goosed. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't great, mate. It wasn't fantastic, and it was just frustrating in many parts. You know what I mean? The defence was all over the shop. Ayala was in New Zealand, so he wasn't on the same field as everyone else. It was all over the place, wasn't it? He was,
mate, he was. One thing I'm going to say, AJ, before we get started. Now, a lot of people have commented on AJT's video, whether that be through what was on the Away Day Bible, Lad Bible, for our YouTube page, Facebook page, anything. Right, this lad comes on every week and he airs his views about the match. Now, it's easy for someone to sit behind their keyboard and say, the lad's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's talking about, that's embarrassing what he's saying, he does it. The lad has an opinion, you don't have to agree with it, but one thing I will say, if you don't agree with what he says, comment on it, open up debate. Don't get personal on the lad. He's got his mum and dad can look on Facebook, his family, his partner, anyone can look at that, and you're being personal. This lad, you don't know him. You can't judge him. This is a smashing lad. Lovely lad. I love talking football about him. Do I agree with everything he says? No, I don't. Will I get personal on the lad? No, I won't. So just try and be sensible, please, Boro fans. This is what it's about. Look after our own, this one. Leeds United fans were getting really nasty with him yesterday while she was getting interviewed as well. Back your lad up. That's what he needs, Boro fans. It's my little rant over. I've got your back, mate. I'll look after you on this one. That. So we're going to this further into the match, but no, I think you've got reason to be happy the way, Jay. I know you look a little bit miserable at the moment. You've got a lot of reason to be happy.
Yeah.
Got a new top, son.
Got a new top, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
AJT on the back as well. It's a fancy shirt. Actually, I really do like this one.
Good.
Like, obviously in the club shop, I fancied the red one, I fancied the white one, but when I got it, I was like, yeah, do you know, it's pretty smart, the white one.
So if we say bye to the old shirt now, is that
you know what,
on the
distance?
Enough,
it was still on me yesterday. It was still it was underneath my jumper yesterday, yeah. I couldn't quite say goodbye to it just yet. I mean, it is my favourite Boro shirt of all time, so I can't say goodbye to it, do you know what I mean?
All the tops you can choose, mate.
Know,
that's your favourite one of all time.
I don't know why.
Well, to be fair, you said Christian Caramber was your favourite player of all time yet, so...
And Paul Ince.
Well, I'll give you Paul Ince, mate. He's not bad.
Caramber was alright. And nice hair. Like
yeah, smashing hair, mate. I think his wife was more impressive. Well, again, we'll go back to the not happy thing, mate. I don't think we're going to get many Christmas cards next month, are you, from Leeds United fans?
No, I mean, you never know. 1 or 2. Maybe not.
Do you reckon?
Nah, I don't. I think I'm probably the most hated fan to Leeds right now. I don't think I'm liked by anyone in Leeds. I don't think I can even go Christmas shopping in Leeds now.
Maybe not,
well
mate.
Away.
Maybe not. Yeah, I think it's kind of those head down sunglasses on. It's one of them. It's they're just not going to get personal about it. It's your opinion. If you don't like the football club, you don't like the football club.
It's one of them, innit?
Yeah, it is, mate, it is. How was the Leeds fan in the shop, mate? Because I know you said in the interview last night, mate, you were looking forward to seeing Leeds United fan in the shop this morning. Yeah. How was that for you?
Listen, she comes in, this Leeds United fan comes in the shop and she tries to give it the big one. And all I said to her was, sorry, I don't talk about the past, and that was it. She flipped, and I got her web, I wanted her, she bit. And then she actually walked out the shop, top of voice singing, "We're not famous anymore."
Okay.
That's what she was singing to me, and I was thinking to myself, well, I don't need to sing it back then if you're singing it for me.
Yeah.
And then she actually sang it throughout the whole shop. I mean, you could hear it over by the bakery and everything else.
What's she doing? Is she...
She came in and just started singing it, and I was like, all right, no problem.
I mean, if I see somebody like that in a shop, mate, I pretty much like avoid them like the plague, because there's one of two things: they're going to nick me shopping, or they're going to try and sit in my trolley and go home with me. I don't either.
Just stood there and laughed at me, and then security just out the door, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually have to do anything this morning. No baskets got thrown, so happy days.
Oh, well, that's all right then, mate. So that's a plus point. Well, Leeds fans are trying to basically lecture you, mate, in regard to saying how much of a great club they are, how much love they are. I mean, one thing I'd say is Leeds United fans are not as popular as I think they are. They're not a well-liked set of fans. And I mean, I wasn't at the match yesterday, mate, so I can't comment on it. It was I was on father duties yesterday with young Henry Lees. But I was watching the match yesterday. I saw one incident where when the ball was going behind the goal in the second half, their fans are keeping hold of the ball. Grow up.
Yeah, immature thing to do, innit?
It is, like, they thought they were hilarious. These are grown men.
Yeah.
We'll keep the yellow balls so they don't get it back. Isn't that funny? Well, no, it's not. Even that Doyle Pontus Janssen went and had a go at them for doing it, and, like, he's not the most likeable person in the world.
I think in the end, Leeds fans were getting chucked out. Just literally, I saw a fan just get dragged out for chucking the ball up in the air, and I was like, well, that's clever, innit?
Yeah.
Spend all the money to come watch your team, you chuck a ball in the air, and you get kicked out of the stadium for it.
Well, it's 40 quid a ticket, isn't it?
Well,
39 quid a ticket yesterday, mate.
Fans are trying to get over to the Boro fans, you know, obviously when Leeds scored, and I was thinking, how stupid are you? Because you paid all that money, and you can't even see the game now. You know what I mean? And then obviously fines and bans come into it, and I think, what a silly thing to do.
You don't need a fine after you paid £39 to watch second tier football.
That's it.
That's a fine in itself. For Leeds United, that is disgusting. Yeah. Regardless of what you think about anyone's fans, to charge your fans £39 to go and watch second tier football. Listen, Leeds United, when was last time in the Premier League get relegated? 2004? £39?
Yeah.
Absolutely pathetic.
Yeah.
Absolute joke. So coin chucking instance for you yesterday as well, mate, which wasn't nice to hear.
Stupid. I don't know who it was. I say it was sort of. I was sort of sat close to the disabled end, which is right near there, like sort of behind the goal stand. And as far as I know, obviously I'm concentrating on the game. The linesman's got his flag up in the air, so I'm trying to see exactly what's happening on the pitch. And at the time, this kid sort of ducked, and the coin come over. He hit me in the belly. It was a bit sore for a few seconds, then it went away. But the kid in front of me was nearly crying his eyes out because he had a coin nearly as far as. And he was young, to be fair. He was only 12 or 13 years old.
That's disgusting.
And after that, I seen a few other objects get thrown over, and I was thinking, really? I mean, they are winning, but there's no need for that in football anyway.
Vile.
It happened to me last season against West Ham. I had a cigarette lighter chucked at me and it bounced off me. I must just be like something that they seem to chuck their objects at. I don't know what it is.
Leeds fans can empathise with that at the moment, mate, I think. But no, that's disgusting. Like, let's be honest, if I paid 39 quid to go watch a football, I haven't got enough money left to start chucking at the fans.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not watching the burgers outside the ground there, but they're expensive.
I didn't have one, mate.
Didn't you?
I only eat Parmos, mate.
Oh, I know. And cheesy chips.
Yeah, cheesy chips.
And cheesy chips as well, mate. Marco's too, Put me out of that, mate. Quite nice. Sponsorship deal available, guys.
Yeah, big shout out to Marco's too.
It did screw up on one part of the interview yesterday, mate. I'm going to have to bring it up just to kind of Leeds fans. You said about us having a better history than Leeds United. They do have kind of a good one. Historically, they're a good club.
I'm talking like forever. You know what I mean? We could have a better history from now until whenever, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
We call that future. That's the future, I call that, mate.
Yes, sorry, future, yeah.
So I think it did screw up that one because Leeds United, in a traditional sense, you could say Leeds United did.
To be fair, though, they do bang on about this history and all that, and I think, do you know what it is?
Oh, don't get me wrong, it's boring. It's boring.
Let it go.
When was the last time they won something? I think they won the League Cup. Did they in the 90s? The last time.
Well, there we go then.
Or did Aston Villa beat them in that final? It's that long ago. I couldn't give a monkeys. I know they won the league in '92, like before it became the Premier League, which was quite an impressive season for them. But further from that, the Champions League semi-final. Quite impressive.
Semi-final ain't winning it, is it? Do you know what I mean?
I didn't see them get you UEFA Cup final in 2006.
There you go, you see, you know.
They were in the Championship then, that's why, mate.
They didn't win the Carling Cup in 2004 either, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Pipe down Leeds fans.
Yeah, I've that one. But I think we've probably got, it's fair to say we've got a better future ahead of us than Leeds United.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, good chairman. Like I say, you know, obviously he gave Guy Monk a lot of money in the summer. It is frustrating when you look at our team and you see where we are in the league and the fact that we're not really challenging at the top right now.
We're top 6, mate.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you know, I think a lot of our fans sort of get negative with the fact that we are top 6 and we're not top 1, if you like, do you know what I mean? So I think it's patience, you know what I mean? Gary Monk's only just really coming to the job. I mean, this is his first season. He's only been in charge for, obviously, I'll say a few months. He hasn't been in charge for years, like many other managers have been. I think it's just patience. I think Boro will be up there come the end of the season. Yeah. But you know, it's just having time with the team, having patience with the manager.
I just wanted to say a good point you said as well about Leeds United, certainly not being a derby. I think it would be naive of anyone to call this a derby. Yeah. It's certainly not a Yorkshire derby. It's a good hour plus away, but it's certainly, you could say, a rivalry.
Yeah, rivalry, and it always has been.
I think traditionally, I think probably a lot of it stems from the fact that back in the 70s in particular, there was a lot of Leeds United fans in Middlesbrough because it was a local successful club, and that's always kind of brought a little bit of rivalry. I think around Middlesbrough always looked forward to playing these. It was big Leeds United then, but then obviously the majority of our rivalry matches have been in the second tier recently, but it's still a rivalry, still gets the fans in. Leeds United had a lot of fans there. We'll always sell more tickets when Leeds United are in town as well. It's always a big rivalry. We have a terrible record there, awful record there. We haven't won there since. When was that time we won at Leeds United? I can't even think. I think was it Emnez's goal?
Yeah, Emnez's goal. I was going to say that. Emnez's goal.
That's the last time we won there. Tony Mowbray, a long time ago.
Long time ago, man.
A long time ago. I'm going to go to some Facebook questions now, AJT. And looking at this, one thing I will say to the fans now, looking at the amount of comments we've got here, I'm not going to have time to get every one of yours read out, but all I'm asking, please be clean. Don't get personal. Let's just talk about football. Right, okay. Stephen McCulloch, where is Bamford and Clayton?
Good question. I personally like both players. Clayton, I don't know where he's at, and Bamford, it's a shame to see Bamford not even in the team for me. He's not even in the squad. Do you know what I mean? It cost us, 6 million plus the add-ons and whatnot, so it is a real shame to not see him included at all. But like I say, Clayton as well. Clayton, for me, I like Clayton, but I do have to agree with the majority of the Boro fans that said he is a very, very defensive player.
Oh yeah,
and he does sit between the centre backs, and that frustrated me when I used to watch him. So, Howson and Ledbetter for me, I seem to just be doing the job. Yes, okay. Yesterday maybe it wasn't their game. I felt they were shut out. The home midfield wasn't there yesterday for me. But over the recent couple of games, Howson and Ledbetter have been fantastic. So
fair.
Unless you're gonna step up a little bit, Adam Clayton himself in training, and you have to impress the boss, and obviously he's not impressing him in training enough to get a start. You know what I mean?
That's it, mate. That's why we have training every day.
Absolutely.
Right, okay. So let's have a look at some more comments we've got here. There's quite a few to go through here. Mark Toll said, Leeds United said, move on, man. Boro fan here. Move on, man. They were the better side on the day. The occasion got to us. They wanted it more than us. Not the end of the world. We've got 2 home games to bounce back now and get back on track. To be honest, Mark, you pretty much ruined what the last 10 minutes of this show was going to be, because that was going to be my point, to be fair, to AJT. So I should have read yours out, Mark, but good point. I think he's got a fair point there, hasn't he?
Of course I do. Leeds wanted it more. You could see it was quite a tunnel. I know that's, you know what I mean. You could see them. Their players were fired up for it. Yeah. And as soon as it kicked off, I thought Boro played all right the first 20 minutes. Down had a chance, and we were creating, but I thought as soon as they scored, that was it. It just felt like Boro just sort of heads down, chasing the game, and it didn't really get much better from them. In fact, it was more frustrating. Yeah,
fair point, mate. Jacob Ross has mentioned there. Do you think we should have had 2 penalties rather than the 1?
I think the one we got. I mean, looking at it back, not to be a negative supporter and whatnot, but. It sort of looked like Ayala sort of wrestled. I think it was Ayala who gave the player the penalty. Yeah. It sort of looked like he had his arms all over him, but Ayala chucks him to the floor and then he grabs hold of his leg in reaction, and that's what probably got the penalties, because the player reacted to it or whatever. So a lot of people saying we're looking to not give away a free kick. Look, it was a bit of look that Boro sort of needed yesterday. But I did make the point of we scored in 70th minute, 75 minute, whenever it was, and then we started playing, and I'm thinking that intensity we showed after we scored the penalty was class. But why can't we show that from the get-go?
Oh, absolutely right, mate. I mean? Absolutely right. Let's have a look at a few other questions before going into more stats for the game yesterday. There, Steve Trodden. The fact he didn't take the game by the scruff of the neck let us down. Absolutely spot on point there, Steve. Can't disagree with that one. Glenn Goldsborough. George Friend struggling.
Yeah, big time.
Not nice to see, is it?
It isn't, because, you know what I mean, George Friend is a fan favourite. Everyone loves George Friend, Boro fans and that. And after obviously, when I've met George Friend after the matches, he is genuinely, he's just a gentleman, he's just class.
And he loves the club.
You know what I mean?
He loves the club, but sentiment counts for nothing in football, I think, AJ. When you're trying to win football matches.
Absolutely.
It's a shame, isn't it? It's you don't want to see the fans' favourite kind of fall like that.
I don't know what happened to him, that season before he went in the Premier League, he was fantastic, you know what I mean? Everyone was raving over him.
Yeah.
People were saying he's the best left back in the Championship at that time. Went to the Premier League and it was like watching a different George Friend.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, now and then this season we've seen good games of him, but not, his inconsistency. Whereas with Fabio, I always feel like if Fabio's in the team, it's just a bit more like strength, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fair point, mate. Fair point. I'll have one more question before we start here. It's an interesting one. We'll probably talk a little bit more about this one, to be fair. Keith Short has mentioned there, whenever we look at Leeds, I think we need Lewis Baker back in the side. Our friend looks weak. What do you think, lads? Again, 3 ideal points. We definitely don't have any look at Leeds because we should have won there a couple of years back when Adoma's overhead kick, and that was wrongly ruled out.
Jordan Rhodes,
it was a penalty.
Jordan Rhodes header.
Jordan Rhodes header. There was the penalty yesterday in the first few minutes. Definitely was a penalty. And Lewis Baker nowhere near the squad when we were lacking creativity in the centre of the park yesterday. It wasn't the wings. It was the centre of the park we lacked creativity yesterday, and he's our most creative central midfielder, is he not?
Well, yeah, he is, but I've been seeing things that he's on about going back to Chelsea in January and whatnot.
That was a rumour, yeah, that was a rumour.
I don't blame him, because he's not even getting a look in. Do you know what I mean?
He's not, mate, he's not, but you have to earn your chance. We weren't losing games, were we? So
well, of course we weren't, but
yeah, he wasn't.
Again, it comes down to the whole training thing. You know what I mean? If they're not giving 100%, the other players are, if Gary Monk doesn't see that he's ready for that game, you know what I mean, you're not going to get your start. You know, you got to impress the boss.
None of us ever know that, mate. But that's why we pay Gary Monk money. Well, I'd say I wish I had the money to pay him money, but that's why the football club pay Gary Monk money to do that. So I'm going to bring up the key stats now from yesterday's game. Boro fans will be coming up now. AJ, the only stat that looks impressive for us was ball possession of 57% of their 43.
Yeah.
That's all well and good when they had 12 shots to our 10. Both only had 2 shots on target. They had 7 off, 12-5. 3 block shots. So on that, it looks fairly level.
Yeah.
Corner kicks, we had more corners, we made more passes, we were more accurate with the passes. If you looked at that without watching a game of football, you'd say, that looks like a draw to me.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Certainly not a score draw, because there's only 4 shots on target the whole game. So you certainly wouldn't say a score draw, but that looks like a draw. So were we as bad as people say, or do you need to really look at the game in regards to, okay, because the way I look at this one, AJ, is it takes me back to all 3 games we just won before Leeds United, where we had a lot less of the ball, but when we had the ball, we'd done something with it. Where we had a lot of the ball yesterday, nearly 60% of it, we'd done absolutely diddly squat with it, mate.
Yeah.
Do you think that was the issue?
I just thought we looked flat, mate. For me, we just, don't get me wrong, I mean, we did create. I mean, look towards the end of the game, and Braithwaite had a couple of chances, and we come close, but it was just for me they were sort of scrappy chances. You know what I mean? We had to go for it at the end, and for me throughout the majority of the game, I just thought we were flat.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot happening. It was frustrating. I seen at one point Howson took the ball off Ledbetter, put it through his legs, and I'm thinking to myself, this is all wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what annoyed me the most, because we've looked good the last 3 games. Yes, okay, Sunderland wasn't a fantastic game, but do you know what I mean? At the same time, it was, you know what I mean? That was a big game. We had to step up for him. We didn't, we got the win. And yesterday, we looked outplayed.
We were outplayed. It's obviously different watching a match on telly than it is in the stand, mate. And obviously, you feel a lot more passion when you're in the stand.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. We were outplayed in every element of the game yesterday. I wouldn't say we were better than Leeds United at any point yesterday from watching that match. One thing I want to ask as well, because I didn't hear much from the crowd, home end or away end yesterday. What was the atmosphere like in your away end yesterday? It
was good. Before kick-off, they scored and it went flat.
Early goal, quietens the crowd.
And literally the whole crowd just silent. I mean, we often sing as soon as we concede, as soon as the ball's in the back of the net and they're celebrating, we often sing. That happened, and then it was just flat.
Flat from there,
flat.
Mate, yeah.
Don't be wrong, towards the end, Down come over to take a few corners, and we've seen come on Boro and whatnot. The atmosphere was a letdown yesterday.
Yeah. There's one incident in the match I want to focus on, because obviously Tavernier's been getting a lot of praise recently for his performances, and rightly so. The lad's been very productive.
Right.
He looked a little bit lost yesterday, I think it's fair to say. There's one incident in particular, I think, kind of put it up a little bit. He got a little bit scared. Pontus decided, I'm going to go into the back of this 18-year-old kid, my elbow. And he see, I don't know if you could see from where you were, but he went for the header, had his elbow down like that, and as soon as he won the header, he was shouting down to this young 18, 19-year-old kid, thinking, you look hard, mate.
Yeah.
I think that was nothing short of petty, but it worked.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
It worked because I think Tav went quiet after that.
Yeah, he did, yeah. I mean, we seen it. I didn't know if he got knocked out or whatnot because he wasn't moving when
he was down on the floor for a few minutes, wasn't he? Yeah.
And everyone around us was saying that he's like knocked out, and I was thinking, oh, so if he goes off, you know what I mean, that could affect the team. But we were all calling for a red card as well because it looked, obviously we seen it was an elbow.
He was his elbow. He was down. He went like that, mate. Yeah.
You know, and obviously then, you know, players do get sent off for them sort of challenges. But I thought the referee had a shocker as well. Now I know. We have spoken about last season about how bad the referees have been for Boro, but honestly, I mean, he was giving, in the first half, the majority of the free kicks were going to them, and when we should have had free kicks. I remember yesterday there was an opportunity in the game, and George Friend ran down the left, got wiped out, got nothing. Dave ran down the other side, he took a player out, got a yellow card, and then he got a free kick, and I was thinking,
yeah.
What I mean, it was almost like the referee was on their side at times.
He's honest, mate, and then he gives us that penalty as well, and it was never a penalty. It should have been a free kick. Leeds.
The linesman give it to me.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so he didn't see it. To be honest, the refereeing in the Championship nothing short of woeful, and it has been for a while. To be fair, now the fullbacks getting a lot of criticism yesterday, and you could say rightly so. One thing I did notice, though, especially for George Trent, he got no support from the winger at all. I think it was Tav on his flank, wasn't it? Yeah. He got no support whatsoever, and I don't think that helped George Trent at all yesterday.
No, it made him not look very good, didn't it? But like you say, Tav probably did get a little bit scared. It's a big game as well, you know. You bring into a big game.
Massive game, mate. Yeah.
Should we have maybe gone with down in there and Traore on the other side? Would it be such a big game? Was it too much of a big step up for him?
Possibly.
You know what I mean? He's only just got into the first team as well. So forget. Do you know what I mean? So, you know. Tav will learn. Of course,
he's a kid, and he's going to learn from these things. It's probably the biggest pressure cooker he's gone in, because Sunderland certainly weren't up for it when they came to the other side, but Leeds United were up for it yesterday. So he's seen like a big rivalry on a different level. So a team certainly on the downward spiral, looking for inspiration. One team that had 2 weeks in the training ground found some inspiration and thought, right, we've got Boro here, big spenders, our former manager, let's stick it up, and they've done it. Which you have to say fair play to Leeds United for that. Deserved the win. You can't move away from that, AJ. As much as we can, we'd like to say something different. They deserve the win. And I'm looking for players that kind of stood out yesterday for Boro to kind of take a little bit of confidence from it. There's 2 players in particular I think looked decent yesterday. Martin Braithwaite, but he was having to drop a bit too deep for the ball at times, AJ, would you say?
Yeah, he was, but he was creating as well. He was getting the ball, wasn't he? He was trying, and that's what I like about Martin Braithwaite. He'll always give you 100% every game. And he loves the fans as well, but it's almost like his heart is already committed to Middlesbrough, and he hasn't been here very long.
No, he's bought into what this football club is very, very early. And I think when we were talking about George Trend earlier, he done something very similar. It's nice to see when players come from abroad to buy into the football club, because that's obviously more rare than somebody who comes in has come from, let's say, a working class background. So I had Billy Ashcroft in a studio last month who came to Teesside and was like home from home, coming from Merseyside and things like that. And Stuart Downing, by the way, yesterday I thought was having a fantastic game again in a Boro shirt. Certainly turned the corner, hasn't he? And Boro fans are starting to realise it now.
Yeah, he is. And you know, at times last season, fans got on his back and whatnot. But all that came out anyway, didn't it? Because obviously
came out when I watched that.
Everyone seen what happened, Crank and whatnot. Sorry for the jar in front of me.
I'll put the quid in for you, mate. You've had enough bit today.
Cheers, mate.
Say that, you could have given us that quid that you got chucked at you. Was it a quid?
I don't know what it was. It was silver, whatever it was.
That could have won the MSC Foundation are going to get all this money, by the way, so it's worth putting in.
Cracking. It's good that. But Downing, I mean, especially had that shot in the first half, keep it pushing it wide. He was playing good when he was playing all right, but it was just one of them, wasn't it? Braithwaite and Downing were the key men, and it was just a frustrating game overall, because we just weren't on it. I didn't think, and it wasn't the same team which I've seen. Even against Hull, we were fantastic against Hull. Honestly, we played Hull off the park. Yeah. And you'd expect us to go to Leeds and maybe put in a similar performance. And it was almost as if the players just weren't even up for it. Do you know what I mean? It was a weird, frustrating performance.
I see that, mate. I see that. Right, let's get back to Facebook, AJ. See what else we've got in here. Craig Honeyman's commented here. Fabio and Christie back alongside Gibson and Yala. For sure. Where's his comment gone there? It's gone now, Craig. So he said, Gibson and Fabio and Christie back in the team on Wednesday. Now, we've got Wednesday, we've got Saturday, we've got 2 games in a space of a few days. Now, my opinion is we win these next 2 games, AJ. Sunday's forgotten about, yeah?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah. Lineups. Would you go for much changes?
Nah. Well, Christie comes back in. Obviously for Roberts, who I didn't think Roberts had a great game as well. I didn't think he had a great game. To be honest.
Didn't have a great game. He wasn't our weakest link by any stretch, but no, he didn't have a great game.
And then obviously Friend goes out. Fabio comes back in. I couldn't understand why Fabio didn't play right back yesterday and Friend didn't play left.
Well, that would have been my guess, but to be fair, Connor Roberts was signed as a deputy right back. Our right back wasn't available, played deputy right back, but
And I think that's the only two changes I would make. I would just stick with the team.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like that's our best 11 when Christie and Fabio are there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's our best 11, so I wouldn't change it. If we need pace, like say we got Traore there, who I thought came on yesterday, and he opened the game for a little bit, but it was a bit too late from my fault.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think so. Let's have a look at a few other questions here. Stephen Allen's asked, who do you think should be on pens and free kicks? I think that's totally dependent on who's playing, to be fair, mate, isn't it?
Penalties would always be Ledbetter, wouldn't it, unless he goes off.
Yeah, I think Ledbetter when he's on, mate.
Yeah.
I think Ledbetter when he's on. Keith Short, I'll agree with you on this one, Keith. Can we go and get Stuani back, please? Wouldn't mind seeing Stuani back. Is he top scorer in the league, or is he or something?
He's doing alright, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing very well, mate. Here we are, Colin Lemon Davies. Hurts me to say so, but you're not consistent enough through the field. Either a solid defence or a good attack, but never the same time. What do you reckon, lads? I think it's a fair point as well. Consistency is an issue. We're either scoring goals but conceding too many, or not scoring enough.
Absolutely, yeah, totally agree.
Do you think that's why we're in second tier football, not Premier League football?
Well, I think it was. I don't know. I think last season a big step up, wasn't it? And we looked at our team, we went down. Was it a good enough team to keep us up? When you looked at it, you only got to look at our strikers that season. The grade up front by himself. Yeah. He's never ever going to be a lone striker for a full season. You've got to put someone up there with him,
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think so.
Last season's a big step up, and that's what it is. But this season, consistency-wise, you've got to agree. I mean, we win one, we draw three, lose two. That's sort of how it goes, isn't it?
It's the championship merry-go-round, isn't it, mate? It is. See what else we got here. Liam Jenkins looks like a Leeds United fan. Don't worry, you'll get Braithwaite to Sombalonga back when Pontus' wife empties his pockets. Oh, dear me. Pontus wasn't your best centre-half yesterday, by the way. He's just a bully. Picked on an 18-year-old kid and thought he was mint. I'm not having that, not having that at all. Let's see what else we got in here. Do you know what? There's not many questions, to be fair. Mainly just comments saying about how gorgeous you're looking like AJT.
Thank you.
Someone's asking what product you use in your hair.
Shockwaves.
Shockwaves, yeah?
Yeah, 2 for £4.50, sponsor me.
Is it £2 for £4.50 at Tesco though, mate, or just anything anywhere else?
Yeah, 2 for £4.50 in Tesco.
Fair enough, mate, fair enough. Let's have a look. A few other things. Now, a few comments people are putting on social media at the moment, mate, is our need to potentially go back into the transfer market. Thoughts on that?
I don't know. I mean, what do we need to strengthen? Would be my thing. What do we need to strengthen?
I'd like another creative midfielder.
Maybe he's a centre-back. I mean, Dale Fry's there as well. And obviously he doesn't get a look in. Ayala, for me, he has one good game and he can have 2 bad games.
I think that's why he's in second tier football as well. It's hard to look for consistency. I'll put the quid in. Karanka managed to find defensive consistency, but it didn't happen overnight. No. By the way, when Ayala came to us, he was pants.
Yeah, he was.
He got it. He made him a player. So it's hard to get that, I think, and that's the reason we are a second tier team, to get that consistency. I think Wolves have managed to find something, but Wolves have spent a lot of money. I know we spent a lot of money. Comment coming here, Adam Smith, Lee Tomlin. Absolutely 100% Lee Tomlin is the type of player we need at this football club.
I loved him, mate. I loved Lee Tomlin. When he left, I was absolutely gutted.
Yeah.
He was class. He was class though. He could just do something and just change the game. I mean, look at Man City when he hit the post.
Yeah.
He just skinned Vincent Kompany and hit the post. It was like.
It can be frustrating because he'd be missing all game and then eventually something will happen. I remember one moment, it was having my season ticket with lads commenting here, Richard Box and James Harris, who've been going together for years. And it was a game we were playing Huddersfield at home on a Saturday afternoon. And Lee Tomlin was absolutely brutal. 80th minute scores a goal, win the game.
Yeah.
I think that's why you have the match winners in your team. And we're missing that, I think. Braithwaite's class. I'd like to see Braithwaite play as a striker, to be fair, alongside Britt. Yeah.
So I love where he's playing now.
Yeah, I want him in the box because when that ball drops anywhere near him, he'll make something happen. I don't want him too deep. I think it's a waste of his talent. So 2 games coming up AJT. We've got Birmingham on Wednesday. How do you feel Birmingham will go?
Well, give me what I say in the league. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, they're not winning many games.
They're not, mate, no.
They've only won 1 in 5.
Yeah.
And obviously look at Boro now. 3 wins, and then we've got a defeat.
Yeah.
I talked to the players yesterday, and they all said, you know, 2 back-to-back wins is the aim. So going off what they said, that's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
2 back-to-back wins. I don't care how we get them.
Yeah.
If it's a 1-0 90th minute winner in both games, I don't care. It's just about getting up the table, isn't it? That's for me. So it's just going to be hard. Every game's hard in this league. You know, it's the hardest league to get out of, isn't it?
How many cliches you're going to shot at us? Give us a prediction.
How many clean sheets at what?
No, cliches you're going to shot at me. Give us a prediction for Wednesday night. How are you, AJ?
I'll go over 10. Over 10.
Right. We're not giving people drinks before they come on here now. Do you want a little bonus? You're going on Wednesday night.
I will be there.
Do you want a little bonus for Wednesday night?
Go ahead.
Go up there on the programme, sellers. Get yourself a nice programme, UTB. Guess who the fan profile for the matches? Jimmy Lees. Thank you very much. Derby match Saturday, mate. Yes. Tough game, but we always beat them at home. Continue that, mate. 6 points, next 2 games, forget about Sunday.
I'm actually looking forward to that game. I mean,
it's always a good game.
For me, Derby always start off really well, but then after Christmas they drop away. So I think it will be a tough game. But, like I say, if we win both of these games 1-0, I'll be happy. Bristol City, tough game. And
we'll forget about the Leeds game at that point.
Yeah.
Right, AJ, we're out of time. Leeds United fans, I hope you enjoy your 30 minutes on Boro Fan TV. Feel free to come along again, because I know there's quite an obsession with Middlesbrough Football Club, and I don't blame it, to be fair, because your manager did leave your football club to come to Middlesbrough, regardless of what you may well think, because we're a better club with a better chairman, better fans and a brighter future. AJT, pleasure having you on, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Do me a favour, don't take any of the stick that people give you too serious, mate. You're a good lad, keep doing what you're doing. Jimmy Lees, Boro Fan TV, see you at Birmingham City on Wednesday. Thank you very much.